Killed over and over again in hell. This is a video about a dream or vision that I had years ago. There was a being that looked like a gray alien, which are also demons, look into like frogs mentioned in the book of Revelations. He was smiling and walking in front of 5 people on the ground. All were men. The first 2 people were white men who were face down on the ground. Next to them was an elderly Chinese man who was sitting down and looking sad. He was just staring straight ahead with a hopeless gaze. I remember the elderly Chinese man the most clearly because he was sitting like a monk in similar clothing. He was in the middle with 2 men on either side. I could also see him face on, which was different than the others because I couldn't get a clear look at their faces. I really felt bad for the elderly Chinese man because I sensed that he had been kind and peaceful on earth. Don't get this confused with righteous. Not one is righteous. The next 2 men to his right were white, as I recall. I think one of them was laying down on his back, and the other one was face down. They were in more distorted positions, so I couldn't get a clear look at their faces. The demon would walk by each of them and shoot them with a shotgun. I remember clearly that it was a shotgun. I actually remember thinking at the time, there are shotguns? I could feel their fear. The demon shot the first 2 men. Then I could clearly see it shoot the elderly Chinese man. His head came apart and flew into fragments in the air. There was no blood. It looked more like dust and bone fragments. Then the demon would shoot the other 2 in the head. All of them were shot in the head. The demon would then walk back to where it first started, and I would then see all the bodies go back to how they were before they were shot. It looked like a horror movie. Their skulls would go back as if the film were in rewind. The demon would then shoot all 5 of them again. Each time the men would have the same piercing fear as the time before, as if they had never been killed before. It was like they didn't remember that they were just shot. The fear was terrible. The demon did this while grinning at me about 5 times in a row. I do remember the evil grin. I think it took more pleasure or satisfaction out of seeing the horror from my reaction than the actual killing. With the victims, they didn't do anything to try to get away. There wasn't a movement until they were shot. It happened over and over again. Maybe they were just dreams or nightmares, I don't know. I've seen a lot of bizarre stuff. The good news is that Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior. God bless you.